Our first blind item reads, the former Disney actress turned singer thinks her new relationship is rainbows and unicorns. She should talk to his ex and ask her about all the times he got wasted and came after her. Which I don't want to hear anything about this blind item because I love Sabrina Carpenter and it's about her relationship with Barry. This person wrote, I wondered if something was up with him. He has a certain look, like the kid who was always being sent to the principal's office. Or he just has anger issues. Another person wrote, so Barry Keoghan hits girls? Another person added, he's fugly. Which I don't think you need to comment about his appearance, but if he were to treat his ex that way, that's problematic because we don't want our girl Sabrina getting hurt. So let's get into the related headlines. Barry's relationship history isn't as squeaky clean as fans have been led to believe. Maybe that's why he's so absent on social media. Reports write that in 2023, Barry starred in the movie Saltburn, which focused on a young man dealing with the complications of intimacy and money. In real life, Barry has been learning to cope with the realities of having a love life in the public eye. In some cases, the increased spotlight on Barry has revealed the allegedly eyebrow-raising nature of his love life. In August 2022, Barry announced that he had become a father with the birth of his son. He announced this news by sharing an intimate-looking photo of the family he appeared to be building at the time. Now, in January 2024, Barry was interviewed by GQ for a profile of the famous actor. Barry was asked about rumors that he and his ex had split up. In his response, he offered a very brief comment about his ex. He said, quote, she's done a great job and she's an incredible mother. Now, Barry keeps everything very simple when it comes to his personal life, and this simple comment actually seemed like confirmation that his relationship was over.
It's easy to hear about Barry and his baby mama. He meets Allison in a bar in 2020. They click, they hit it off, and by 2022, little babies arrive. Barry's also now blowing up for the role he played. Now Barry's got options. Barry's out all night drinking, partying, doing those things which would be fine if she kind of knew what was going on. Now she's convinced that he's diddling his figgy in another pool. She doesn't quite know who, she just knows something's going on.
Now, according to reports, it looks like his relationship ended in July 2023. At the time that those rumors spread, The Sun published an article about the end of Barry's relationship with the mother of his son. According to sources, part of the reason why his relationship ended was because he was partying too much. And he also became very close to another woman. Quote, they've grown apart over recent months and things have finally come to a head. His partying caused arguments. Allison also suspects that he got close to someone else and is adamant there's no going back. As far as she's concerned, their relationship is over. They continue, their son was born in August last year and they moved to Dundee, where Allison has a family just months later. But cracks began emerging as Barry celebrated the stunning success of his career.
They break up July 2023. So it's not Sabrina. He doesn't meet Sabrina until September 2023. And I don't think she really wanted to be seen as his next girlfriend. Whether for projects or whether for her as well, he has now moved across the pond properly. But Sabrina girl, this ain't a pretty mess you want to be cleaning up.
As we all know, Barry is now with Sabrina Carpenter, who is at a peak in her career right now. So they're both, I guess, doing well, but she better keep an eye out for him. People do notice that Allison, his ex-girlfriend, looks a lot like Sabrina Carpenter. So it does seem like Barry has a type. And it seems like some of these sources do have accurate information because Barry has been arrested before for public intoxication. It looks like he actually was receiving complaints for noise before 7 a.m. in the morning, which is way too late. I mean, you've got to be on drugs if you are partying at 6 a.m., 7 a.m. When the police arrived at the scene, they found that Barry was in an intoxicated state and arrested him. A spokesperson for the Irish police force confirmed this statement, saying that they arrested this man in his 20s for a public order incident that occurred in this part of town that I cannot even pronounce, Clogriffin, around 6:40 a.m. on a Sunday. He was released without charge and issued an FCN, a fixed charge notice.
According to the Irish Independent, actor Barry Keoghan was arrested in Dublin on the morning of Sunday, April 10th. Someone had reported that a man was standing on the balcony of an apartment building. They were scared that this man looked really intoxicated and could do himself harm. Never in their wildest dreams could they have thought that this man that they were scared for was actually the one and only Irish actor Barry Keoghan. What happened after the police came? The police arrived at the scene very quickly, thinking they were about to save a man. But what they saw confused them. Barry was just peacefully standing on the balcony, as if he had no care in the world. You'd expect someone that drunk to make a huge ruckus when they saw the police, but Barry didn't even make a peep. So at 6:45 on the morning of Sunday, April 10th, Barry was taken into custody for several charges.
Our next blind item is a long one. She's back. This foreign-born celebrity used to be an A-list. Then she got greedy and tried to scam people by sending her underage female recruits all over the world to wealthy businessmen while also using the girls to smuggle coke. Oh my God. This is about Priyanka Chopra? Many of her recruits were also the ones who would show up at modeling competitions, which were nothing more than an auction market for the wealthy. She is back now and has been supplying only female recruits this time and no drugs that I know of. But her recruits are transported to areas and used as rest and recreation for troops fighting in wars and other conflicts. Priyanka, is she trafficking? Oftentimes, she's actually paid by specific governments themselves, which should also give her more protection against arrest. There are recruits who are legal, but there are just as many who are not and have been given fake papers or arriving in countries just to forget to look at their age and their passports. So it seems like there's a trafficking case and Priyanka's in the middle of it. That's not very Jonas-like of her. This comment reads, wow, I'm surprised NT is touching on the government's organized crimes involving celebrities. People would just crap their pants if they knew half of it, but of course, I'm just a conspiracy theorist. Another person wrote, sounds like she provides a very valuable service. Another person wrote, did you miss the part about underage? And of course they said, I did. Did you see how long and rambling this damn thing is? Another person wrote, could it be Priyanka Chopra? She was involved in a case of trafficking in India. There are documents and articles about it. So really, how is Priyanka doing this and why would she be into this? I mean, is there a lot of money that she's gaining? Priyanka Chopra has rented out a 3,000 square foot spa in Mumbai that ran into trouble over trafficking, and they sent a notice to the spa owner. Now, Priyanka claims that she had no clue what was going on here, but she did say, when we rent properties, we don't go and check what's happening in the bedroom. Hence, I had no knowledge about what was happening there. But you were a part of it. That's questionable. Mumbai police busted this location as a sex ring being run from Priyanka's property. As of now, the matter is being investigated. The actress also mentioned that she will stand by what the police have to say. And I'm sure she would, because she doesn't want to get in trouble, and I'm sure the headlines aren't looking good for her reputation. Quote, she said, it's a police case and the police are investigating the matter. We are law-abiding citizens, and if anything that is against the law is going on, we will obviously stand by what the cops say. The thing is that there is something wrong going on. There is a spa that is listed under Priyanka's name that is being used as a trafficking ring for young girls. So, yeah, I explain this away. It actually turns out the spa owner and manager of the spa have been arrested. So go get Priyanka. Go get her. Following a tip the police had gotten, they actually sent a decoy to this spa to go and confirm that this mess was going on. Police raided the property and arrested the crew. They also rescued the women. And Priyanka seems like someone who's supposed to be for women. So why would she put vulnerable women in these positions? And Priyanka was involved. Actually, her mother and her brother had attended the launch of the spa, so it's a family affair.
How Priyanka Chopra got involved in a sex racket case courtesy a spa and salon that was operating on her property. Priyanka's doctor mother, whose clinic is right beside the spa, commented saying, we have already taken action. We have sent a legal notice to the spa owner. Priyanka has many commitments at hand, and this property which she had rented out has become another trouble. She's a bit hassled at the moment regarding this. She was not aware of the fact and trusted the owners. She may take a decision on whether to continue with the lease or not.
Our next blind item is about Jennifer Lopez. This A-list everything in her mind celebrity still might end up canceling more of her tour dates to make it more special and exclusive. Wow, because she's exclusive, because exclusively nobody likes her anymore. This person wrote, great strategy. What could be more exclusive than nobody in attendance? Maybe time for a name change from J-Lo to J-Lower. Another person wrote, Jello, quick tip, you're done. You have no career. Another person wrote, J-Blow can't sell squat. Another person writes, she knows how the law of supply and demand works. It's that I really doubt there would still be that much of a demand. Another person wrote, according to IMDb, she started out in 1986, which would have meant she's had 38 years to work on her craft. Maybe she should have taken a class or two in that amount of time. And of course, she is living in Delulu land. Honestly, I would love to take a first class trip to Delusional Island because I need a little bit of that in my life because she's acting like she's not in trouble. Jennifer Lopez dismissed speculation of trouble surrounding her highly anticipated tour. Highly anticipated? Give me a break. Scheduled to kick off in North America next month, the tour has faced scrutiny over alleged poor ticket sales. However, according to The Mirror, sources close to Jennifer Lopez are refuting these claims. They're discussing multiple options regarding the tour, and they're changing up what Live Nation wants them to do. They're really scrambling to get people to attend.
I am going on tour. Yeah. It's a baby tour.
Have you started rehearsing?
No.
Are you pre-exhausted?
I'm sorry, both of you.
It's a baby tour?
It's a baby tour.
Yeah.
It's a baby. It's like 28 shows I'm doing across the United States. I haven't been on tour in a while, so I figured, like, let me get out there. I have new music. Let me just kind of put it out there. And so we're doing that. And what was your question? Have I started rehearsing?
No, I said, are you like pre-exhausted from rehearsal?
Yes, thinking about rehearsal.
Thinking about rehearsal.
Well, I just finished a movie called Kiss of the Spider Woman, where it was all singing and dancing and everything.
Oh, wow.
So, which was exhilarating, equal parts exhilarating and exhausting as well.
But those muscles are still in shape.
But that's now I'm ready to go. I'm like the thinnest I've ever been. I was like, it's like I'm like in fighting shape right now.
Good luck to Jennifer Lopez. We do have a deep dive video coming out on this, but it's about Millie Bobby Brown and Drake, because apparently the trip on the yacht back in the day with the former wheelchair actor and the barely 18 actress was not parentally supervised. Again, we've got a deep dive coming out about this, but commenters write that Millie Bobby Brown's parents are repulsive. They probably rented her to Drake. Another person wrote, I can't wait for this Law and Order SVU episode. Another person writes, how does any parent allow this to happen? I wouldn't allow a preteen daughter alone with a preteen boy in my house, let alone a grown-ass man taking her on a yacht. Another person noted that Millie Bobby Brown may have been emancipated from her parents, which means that as a young girl, she was an adult. But she was only 13 here, so I don't really think that's the case. And it all goes back to this one photo of her at 13 years old on a yacht, and the picture credits read that it's from Drake. So why is Drake taking a picture of this young girl? And it's weird enough that they have a texting relationship. They're hanging out. They're way too close for my comfort. One person writes, why doesn't Drake, this mentor, hang out with any young men? It's only girls, and he has these platonic bonds. And as you guys will see in my new video coming out, they do have an uncomfortable bond, something that should not exist between a grown man and a young girl, and they both seem incredibly defensive of it. One person wrote on Twitter, Rick Ross talks about what car BG should have come home to. He also points to one and says, I know Drake would have loved that like Millie Bobby Brown. He would have been all in them DMs. Pretty much calling out the fact that Drake had a crush on Millie Bobby Brown, who's not even like less than half, like he's double her age. He was 31 when she was 13 and they were hanging out. Not okay, not acceptable, well, really perverted.
Or is that too much to give a that gave you his whole life? I'm just asking a question. That right there, I know Drake would have loved that like Millie Bobby Brown. He would have been all in them DMs. He would have been in them DMs right there. But look, I'm just saying, what y'all think? We ain't trolling, we ain't tripping. It's going down June 1st. We just pulling the whips off in the washer. That's it. And no, this the other crib, or the other crib, or the other crib, or the other crib. Where yo yacht at, nigga?
Moving on to Azealia Banks, we also have a video coming out about her. This blind item reads, the flowering financial institution has made herself clear. Adults in their 40s are allowed to be with 16 and 17-year-olds. She said that she did it and it's fine, which is about Azealia Banks and Kendrick Lamar. This person commented, I wonder how many chickens she sacrificed before she came up with this, which we will be talking about her sacrificing animals in my main video. So look out for that because it is sick. This person commented, ugh, this is so creepy. Another commenter writes, this is the biggest indicator you can get in the world that something is a horrible idea if Azealia Banks promotes it as a lifestyle choice. So essentially, Azealia is criticizing Kendrick Lamar for calling Drake a perv when he isn't acknowledging the age of consent is 16, which, yeah, that's the age of consent, but doesn't make it okay. The article reads that Azealia is continuing to criticize Kendrick Lamar's diss track aimed at Drake and pushed back on Kendrick's allegations that Drake is a creep. She went onto Instagram to lay out an onslaught of criticism against Kendrick, saying you guys are gassing Kendrick for being such a Drake fan that he stayed up for almost 5 days to write meaningless love songs in which he spilled absolutely no tea. She says, I don't need a degree in psychology to know that a so-called Pulitzer Prize winner to use his platform for such a weak manner, completely obliterating any prestige associated with such accolade is a clear sign of a lack of self-control and, quite frankly, a homeboy Sandman. She just goes on and on. I can't even. She goes on to criticize Kendrick, Rick Ross, and Kanye for all getting plastic surgery and says that Drake is not a creep, saying that ultimately it's all about Kendrick Lamar being a short man with a small wiener. She says Kendrick Lamar is so punty, runty, and uneffable. Oh God. There's nothing he could do to win anything. I'm completely sorry, but the little man anger is never going to be a thing. Kendrick is a Nepo baby and the only reason why he's in the forefront, which is wild and a little bit hypocritical because, I mean, Azalea is like a Nepo baby, but also Kendrick Lamar like prizes himself on not being a Nepo baby and not like flexing his wealth. So it goes against his message. She writes on Instagram, Kendrick's wiener is wild trash. Everybody's got to stop acting like all the rap guys don't have work done. Kanye has the biggest apple bottom in hip hop history. Rick Ross, I love you, but you have horrible veneers and had gastric sleeve and gastric bypass and are still selling alcohol. You could have just called me and I would have fixed it for you the natural way. Here's a little bit of her ranting on her Instagram story, and it's hard to follow, so just a heads up.
But I think Kendrick is like extra doubly mad. I remember playing some festival. My brother was like, oh, Kendrick Lamar wants to meet you. And I was like, okay, cool, yeah. I guess he was like standing in front of me for 10 minutes and I didn't notice because I did not think that he was that tiny. He was like really tiny. And my brother nudges me and he's like, is it Kendrick? And I look down and I'm like, whoa, you're really tiny. I think that was the beginning of Kendrick's like secret hatred for Azealia Banks.
This person commented, funny, this lady Azalea talks about this like anybody knows who she is and cares about her opinion. I don't remember anyone asking for it. Sit down, you're being way too extra and it shows. Ooh, they're not here for Azalea. This person wrote, okay, girl, at least your song's 8. Another person writes, girl, please, I'm always rooting for you, but respectfully, this is not the one. Age of consent, where's the morality? I agree. I hope you guys enjoyed this week's blind item breakdown. Thank you for tuning in. I love you all so much, and I'll see you in next week's blind items. But we got tons of videos on the main channel, the podcast channel. So much for you guys to enjoy. So much. I just got some Botox. That's why I have these red marks on my face. Look at us being all open. Us influencer. I don't consider. I guess I'm an influencer, but like, I don't know. If you guys ever have any questions, I will tell you. I'm an open book. But I love you all, and I'll see you in a new one soon. Bye, guys.